Eric Ten Hag has come out and really broken silence on Pellistri, integrating him into the team of Manchester United. Very many United fans were really caught off their seats when Pellistri came in through in the game of Rio Betis that we won 4 goals to 1 at Old Trafford. And obviously, people have raised the expectations. They are calling in for him to start. And well, I liked a question coming from the journalist to Eric Ten Hag towards the game of Southampton that what are your plans for Pellistri and what is it about him starting in the game of Southampton? That was a very huge question. This time round, we never had a question about Harry Maguire, and we got a sensible question again for a young talent that has always shown potential every time he comes on the field of play. And it's in the hands of Eric Ten Hag to go all out and make a decision onto the player known as Pellistri. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. Now, we are talking the Qataris. They are 100% confident that they're going to take over Manchester United. That's another huge story to discuss on today. And lastly, Eric Bay. Eric Bay has a buyout clause of 7 million euros from Manchester United to Marseille, but there are conditions that he needs to meet, and obviously it looks like he might find himself returning to the club of Manchester United, and obviously to do the needful and go on and really show support to the team. But obviously, Eric Ten Hag looks like he's not into getting him back at the club. And that's what we're going to discuss in here for you, and your questions that are going to be into the live chat, like Chief Teiko, Moses Oyika. Thank you for watching it, and let's smash the like button and let's start it off like this. Now, Pellistri had a very beautiful cameo when we played against a team called Rio Betis, and he came on through just a minute onto the field of play. I think it was like 30 seconds onto the field of play. Bruno goes in for that corner onto the D of the 18-yard box area. Then Pellistri gets it, obviously does close to 3 touches that take off 3 players. After those 3 players were really taken off, guess what happened? He brought in a very good cutback, and then it found Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay goes for short. The goalkeeper doesn't hold it well. It comes in the vicinity of Weghorst, and Weghorst hits it into the back of the net. What was his first goal at Old Trafford? But all the hard work was done by Pellistri. And after showing that, the media guys were really caught bothered, and they went ahead to really ask Eric Ten Hag about how he thinks about Pellistri. And he said, Pellistri deserves it. He shows it in training that he deserves playing time. That's how it works. That's what I expect from my players who are not in the starting 11. Now, when you read this statement out very well, Ten Hag is telling us that Pellistri deserves playing time. Obviously, to me, for a player like Pellistri who comes in and plays very well every time he's brought on, because this is not the first time he's really doing it. They brought him on in the game of Burnley. It was the game of Bournemouth in the Premier League. He played very well, created an assist, and was involved into the 3rd goal that Rashford scored. On that day, Rashford scored a brace. Then in the game of Nottingham Forest, he was involved in the 3rd goal that Bruno scores. And again, on Thursday, when they brought him on, he was involved in the goal that Weghorst scores. That is the 4th one, meaning that he deserves more playing time. People have come out and really ridiculed him that he's not that level of Manchester United. He has a low center of gravity. But for me, I despise all that. What comes to my mind when I see Pellistri is pure talent. I see talent every time I see Pellistri. He's talented, purely talented, and he needs to be on that pitch. He needs to be on that pitch. And if I told Eric Ten Hag was outside there looking in for a player to give Anthony some hard time, this is the guy. This is the guy. He plays with the right foot, but on that right side of the pitch, he surges every time he approaches the final third. I think Ten Hag should really go ahead and think about Pellistri, hugely about his plans, especially the game we're going to play against Southampton, because I start him. That's it. I start him because when you put in that performance, you are supposed to be rewarded. And amongst all the players that Erik ten Hag has bought, there is only one player that I've seen him practice what we call favoritism. And that player goes by the names of Antony. Even when Antony has a bad game, he goes ahead to give or start him the next game. That's it. And he has done it again and again and again and again. So he might exonerate himself from that as not favoritism, because he will tell you he's the only left-footed player that plays off the right that I have. Now, we are having Pellistri. Every time he comes in through, he does the needful and obviously puts in the hard work, and everything goes on his way. What are you going to do for him? What are you going to do for him? Now, I believe, and most of you saw it in the game of Real Betis, you take that goal away from Antony, Pellistri, you take that goal away from Antony, he's left naked. His game would have been bad. What really came into his protection was that goal he scores. But you take that goal away from that game, he was shit. The same applies to Marcus Rashford. Take away that goal he scores, go on and really reflect back on how things were. Obviously, he looked bad on the day. So I believe it's a very huge decision that Erik ten Hag needs to make about Pellistri. And this time around, I'm going to put my hand for Pellistri. He deserves to be into the match day on Sunday as we play Southampton. That's it. He deserves to be in the match day. I know Anton Martial is back. He's going to be in, but I want to see Pellistri into the match squad playing against Southampton. Why? The way he really finds those pockets of space to squeeze himself past the defenders into the 18-yard box area of the opponent is really outstanding. You get? You need such a player. According to how we play, he is very press resistant. He has a very beautiful cross on him. I don't know whether you guys have gotten to look at his crosses. He has a very perfect cross on him. And secondly, he has that tenacity. He has the hard work with him. He's willing to put the hard work in. And again, after saying that, Ten Hag also told us the following about this man known as Pellistri, that he is the example by deserving his position by performance on the training ground. Now, have you heard this? That the boy, that is Pellistri, is the example by deserving his position by performance on the ground. So, Ten Hag has acknowledged that this Pellistri boy needs playing time. He needs what we call a position to play in the team of Manchester United. And if I told you Erik ten Hag, as you get towards the end of the season, you would love to see your players act like this. And that is Pellistri for you. Then Paul Scholes said this after the game of Real Betis on Thursday. He said, Pellistri looks so quick on the right side. He drives straight, rounds, clears the defender with speed. So everyone was really so much commending onto the performance of Pellistri, and we were calling in for him to start. And guys, to me, I think Pellistri is a player who really plays what we call business in the game of football. If at all you know what the game of football is all about, and you know what they say, doing business with the pitch. He's result-oriented. He doesn't need himself to go all out and do a lot with the ball like Antony. Antony does hold us back a lot, especially in the transition. We break off, and then he slows down the game. He goes in for the hold-up play, something that I don't want at Manchester United. I think we should be really getting the best of our players because we are a quick-playing team. You get? Most of the times, we find ourselves holding or getting the opponents on the break. If you have to beat them on the break, you don't need Antony, because every time Antony gets that ball, he just does unnecessary passing. That is Antony for you. So I believe Erik ten Hag is right about this player, and I'm 100% sure that he's really going to go all out and really become one of the best players on the world. I'm having Arthur Bakashaba. Pellistri is good. Yes, Pellistri is good. And to me, I believe it's high time he got unleashed into the starting 11s of Manchester United. That's what I really believe. It's time he got unleashed. There is no other time to unleash him apart from this time. That is it. Then I'm having Isaac from Kampala, bro, Pellistri, so good. Let him come up. And for Bailey, I'm sorry. Let him stay there. We don't miss him, all right, because he's injury prone. I know why you are not really wanting him back. Even me, I don't want Eric Bay back because I can't have an injury prone player. Even when he has gone at Marseille, he has not really gone ahead to play the number of games that were indicated in his contract. So I really believe that it's always nice having you on this channel. Smash the like button, comment, and share. We are having close to 70 people watching it, and only 12 have gone ahead to hit the button. And guys, continue to do the needful and really do that. Then we are having Chief Takeover. Stop using Dalo, please. Bissaka is better. Oh my God. Did you watch my match preview? Go and watch it. You'll see my view about that. Those two. Moses Oyika. We don't need Kudus and Ahmad. We have Pellistri. Or to me, if I'm really talking as an objective fan, I think it's high time we went into the preseason and Eric Ten Hag gives these players equal chance. Pellistri, Amad Diallo, Anton has already been given a chance and he's like the first choice, right attack midfielder we've got. Greenwood, if at all, is back. Let us use those three players in the preseason and see whether they can really meet Eric Ten Hag's requirements to play in his team. That's what we should be really verging for. And that's what I think we are going to go ahead and mitigate. Good morning, Adepare Opeyemi. I know you're in Dubai. It's already Sunday. Then Aaron Bissaka has improved a lot. He should start before Dalot. And I'm 100% sure, this is the wheezy. I'm 100% sure that tomorrow it's Aaron Bissaka's day. Though for the previous 4 games, Eric Ten Hag has been starting Diego Dalot, but I believe it's going to be a day for Bissaka tomorrow as we play against Southampton at Old Trafford. Barrister David, hello, my brother. Hello, how are you? Then Amidu Kamara, good evening, sir, from Silarion. Thank you very much for watching from Silarion. Then Amidu Kamara, well said, sir. The boy is so direct. You know, I like him because of his directness. You get? There is something, he reminds me of players like, what right winger did we have with the right foot and was really so much direct? It's not Antonio Valencia was so mechanical. This guy is really flamboyant and soft. You get? He's sleeky and smooth. That is Pellistri. Which right winger? A bit of Ronaldo. Ronaldo had a lot of quick foot. But this one, he's like a Messi, but with the right foot and operating onto the right side. That is Pellistri for you. And I think he's really great. Then I'm having Prince Alex. Aaron Bissaka is blocking way for Dalot. No one is blocking each other's way. I think the manager is really rotating them to his best. And I think we will see rotation tomorrow. So I think every player deserves playing time, because if at all you're playing at that level, then there is no way you tell me about the other one blocking. The other is not blocking his chances. Then I've seen someone here remind me about Park Jin-sung. All right. Thank you very much, Prince Alex. He reminds me about Park Jin-sung. That's it. You're right. You're right. Park Jin-sung used to play onto that right side of the midfield, and he was really looking great. But the difference between Park Jin-sung and Pellistri was Park Jin-sung never had a skill set like the one Pellistri had. But like the one Pellistri has. Pellistri has a better quick foot than this guy, known as who? Known as Park Jin-sung, but he reminds us of Park Jin-sung. Park Jin-sung was really surging every time he found himself in such areas. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through, and I'm having Arthur, I think I've already reacted to you. Pellistri is really good. Santos is not a level of United. I'm not saying that Anthony is not a level of Manchester United. I believe he is going to improve with time. By the way, apart from those abysmal performances, apart from those abysmal performances, on the start side, Anthony is doing great. Why? He has gone ahead to play 13 Premier League games, 7 games in the UEFA Europa League, 5 games in the EFL Cup. I think the FA Cup has played how many games? 2 or 3. That means he has played close to 28 games or 30 games for Manchester United. He has scored 7 goals. He has scored how many goals? I think he now has 7 goals. He has 7 goals and 1 assist. Statistics wise, he's not doing bad. He's not doing bad. But when you look at how Pellistri is performing and the way Amad Diallo is tearing up the championship, you just worry a little bit for Anthony. If he doesn't really up his game, then he's going to put up his position for Tex. Maybe if at all these other players coming through, he'll find himself sunk in competition and he'll really get back to that player that he's supposed to be. But I think he needs a competitor. And for the remaining part of the season, the real competitor for him is Pellistri. And I think Ten Hag should go on and really deploy that into the team. So, Arthur Bakashaba, I wish to see Garnacho on the left and Pellistri on the right. I believe that one day, one time before the season ends, we will have these players played by your wish. By your wish. I think by the end of the season, towards the end of the season, we will see. Because I believe we are going to seal top 4. We are going to seal top 4 in the next 6 games. And our next 6 games are not all that hard. I think the only hard team we're having is Newcastle. So I think we are sealing top 4 in the next 6 games, meaning that the remaining 7 games, Ten Hag will be having the luxury to really rotate these players and give the likes of Garnacho time, Pellistri more time. I think that's what's going to be the order of the day as we really go into the final bend of the season. Oswald Chisale, this boy needs to be given more time. You're right. This guy needs some time. Then Thomas Donko, greetings from Ghana, Liverpool to beat United and lost today. What a world. Obviously, you know, Liverpool is really so much shaming. You get what is painful about that game is they got a penalty. And the man who really celebrated and took off his shirt, Mohamed Salah, missed it. What pain is he feeling at heart? He's really feeling bad. Do you know what it means to score against Manchester United 7 and the next weekend you really lose to Bournemouth, a 19th best team in the league? Guys, Liverpool is going to hate to bottle it, but obviously for us, our main aim is to go on at Old Trafford and win that game of Southampton and obviously find the winning, getting back to winning ways as usual. Prince Alex, what I need tomorrow is SMR at in front. Is it Sancho, Rashford, M is who? Martial. Sancho, Martial, Rashford. All right, let's wait and see how that's going to happen. But I don't see Martial starting. I think Martial is too early to start the game of Real Betis away in Spain. But the game we are playing against Southampton, I don't see him starting. I think we'll just come on later. But it reminds me, when you're talking about Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Anton Martial, it reminds me of that game of Nottingham that we won, was it by 2-0? By the time Martial came in through, it was 1-0. But Ten Hag brought on Sancho, he brought on Rashford and Martial. Guys, I was just happy because that's how you want to see your club be as far as substitution is really concerned. You need to be having a bench like that when your opponent is also respecting you because of your bench. You get getting Martial, Sancho, and Rashford on. You just get excited and know that unless otherwise, the day is not yours to win. That's a sure win to be bagged into United is back, and then we walk away with it. That's what I really thought. And obviously, Martial came in through, connected well with Sancho and Rashford, and bang, Martial scored. Though he never returned, and he has been away for close for a month. But obviously, he's back, and tomorrow he's really going to be back into the team. If you don't agree with me, but there is favoritism on Anthony, I've said that amongst all players Ten Hag has signed, I think there is one player that is practicing favoritism on. That is Anthony. Anthony is really favored by Erik Ten Hag. He's really favored by Erik Ten Hag. And I think that's why he doesn't want to play Sancho more on the right, because he knows what Sancho will offer. And Sancho being an English player, when he goes all out and puts in good performances, the English media will say, how do you front Anthony ahead of Sancho? That's why he's trying to play Sancho as a central attack midfielder and as a left attacking midfielder. So to me, I believe Ten Hag is favoring one player at Manchester United, that is Anthony. I agree with you, Barrister David, and I had already hinted about it, but he favors that man. Peacemaker, good evening, guys. Thank you for watching in. Then we are having Prince Alex, Park Jin-sung. All right, that is Park Jin-sung. Only Greenwood is a baller. Greenwood is a real baller. But I think we are having a lot of competition in one position at Manchester United. That's it. Then Oweta Solomon, Rokani, I'm seeing what Amad Diallo is doing for Sunderland is better than what Anthony is doing for United. I've always said it, and people told me that I'm a sadist, I'm having an agenda over Anthony, yet I love Anthony. I don't have any agenda over Anthony because he's not performing to the levels he's supposed to be playing on. You get? We want him to really influence the game, affect the game positively. You get? That's what we want to see him do. So I believe he deserves to improve a lot onto his game. And let's go to this other story of the Qataris, because if I'm reading your comments, then we are not going to go ahead and really do anything else. Let me try to throw in these other stories as we really go into the stories that are really making news today. Now, another story coming in from Roman Molina via MUFCB on Twitter. He has told us that Qatar are confident of becoming the new Manchester United owners. Qatar's priority is the purchase of United, which they believe will soon finalize. Have you heard? They will soon finalize. They will soon finalize. So I was excited about this story and said, why don't I bring it into your eyes and we discuss about it? Because the takeover is something that you guys are really so much interested in. Also, you are interested into the takeover like nothing. And at the level at which United is playing, I think the Qataris know that this is the best chance they're having to take United. They can't lose this chance, and they are soon going to finalize this deal. To me, I've always said that the Qataris are really the best for me. And any day, if at all you wake me up, I'll tell you that I want to go for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I'll always go in for the Qataris because the Qataris are really a very good financial side. They're having the financial muscle that we need. They'll develop the stadium. And secondly, they won't need to inject in a lot of money, you get, to take you to the next level because we are going to be a huge profit-making team. If we've been making close to 700 million pounds for the previous 2-3 years as income, take off the salaries or the wage bill of close to 452 million pounds, we've been making a profit of 150 million pounds. Now, with Erik ten Hag performing like this, the Glazers have gone ahead to increase the ticket of watching the game at Old Trafford. And Ten Hag has not yet impacted his style of play directly onto his team. Next season, we are going to be a more tiki-taka and footballing side. We are going to be playing beautiful football. Now, beautiful football calls in for more fans on the pitch. And secondly, it calls in for tickets to be sold highly. That's why Arsenal, at one time, had the most expensive ticket of their match day. Do you know why? Arsenal played what we call sexy football. They were a sexy side, and everyone knew that, and they are given a benefit of doubt because of that. So, as it stands now at Manchester United, if the Glazers go out and the Qataris coming through, Ten Hag backed in the summer, given the players he wants, I believe you're going to turn into a side that is really untouchable. And that's why you see most teams are really afraid of us. They're afraid of us. They're afraid of us because we are tearing it apart. You get? No team has more wins in the league in the top 5 leagues. In the top 5 leagues in all tournaments that we've played in, United has 31 wins. No team has wins like that. No team has wins like the ones we have at Manchester United. So I'm okay with the Qataris, and they are so much confident because they know that they are not having a rival that can really outbid them. They made a bid of £5 billion. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is still stuck at £4 billion. That is it. Now, Prince Alex, he can't take on his man like Rashford. That's it. And I think you're referring to Anthony. Then Apio, Brenda, Petra. Good evening, guys. Pellistri is the best upcoming player, and I really like it. Do you know why he's the best? He's performing it at a team that has pressure. At Manchester United, that's where he's really performing what he's really showcasing in the field of play. You know, performing at Sunderland is different like performing at Manchester United. And why I really come out and say that Amad Diallo can go ahead and really beat Anthony when he comes back to Manchester United, because we've seen him play for Manchester United the previous season, and every time he was given a chance, he really came in through and really capitalized onto it, and he really took off bodies. And I remember that the fourth goal we scored against Liverpool in the preseason in Thailand. Do you remember the connection between Amad Diallo and Pellistri? Do you remember it? They connected very well, and Pellistri scored the fourth goal. It was a very, very good interplay. One-touch football. Pellistri gets it through the central axis. He just makes that accelerating run, passes into Diallo. Diallo never wasted any time. He put there a perfect one-touch, and obviously Pellistri buried that ball into the lower left bottom corner, and it was really beautiful. So I come here and I talk about people talking about Kudus. Everything that Kudus does, Amad Diallo does it. Why should we spend money on Kudus when you are having Amad Diallo, who can play as a right winger, he can play as a false number 9, he can play as a central attacking midfielder? That's what Kudus does. Amad Diallo can do that better, and is our very own that has gone ahead to play at Manchester United, and it's proven. Now, Mohamed Kanu, Manchester United will win the Europa League. I want the manager to give Pellistri more time. I think we are all on the same point that Erik ten Hag should give Pellistri more playing time. But guys, we are having 120 people watching in. Smash the like button to 100. Only 25 have smashed the like button, guys. Reciprocate the love, guys. You know, the reason as to why you guys should be really liking these videos a lot and really sharing them and subscribing is, I think for the very first time, I've gone ahead to really fulfill my word and my promise that I'm going to be live on a daily to talk to you and respond to your itching questions that you always have. Not so. The only thing that I've failed to maintain is the time. But I want always to do these videos at around 18 hours. That's it. But I think starting Monday, I think at around 18 hours, we're always going to be live and we won't miss out on any content. Now, Janan Keroni, hey, I'm in Uganda, Kampala. Compare for me the duo of Sabitzer. The duo of Sabitzer and Casemiro isn't too good to go. It's the best. You know, I've seen people hailing Eriksen. I like Eriksen to be back, but one thing that Sabitzer gives you, sorry about that, he has everything that Eriksen does. And on top of that, he has the tenacity. He has that Fred mentality of running around the pitch a lot. He covers a lot of distance. So I believe the moment Sabitzer and Casemiro click in that double pivot, I think Ten Hag will suit to a system of playing Sabitzer, Casemiro double pivot. Then Eriksen will be played as a central attack midfielder. Bruno will be always played as a right winger. And Rashford will be played off the left, attacking center midfield. Martial will be leading the line. I think that will be our team. And I would love to see that team by the way play, because I'm 100% sure the midfield battle will always be won. We'll be having 3 players confident on the ball, press resistant in that triangle, dominating the midfield. And obviously the central axis will be our playing ground in that game. But I think Sabitzer and Casemiro, to me, it's the best double pivot of United. Sabitzer is a good tackler. He can win aerial duels. He fights. He has a very good pass on him. He can put in assists. But I think the problem is he has not yet gotten time to play with Casemiro for a very long time. But I think by the time these two really connect, because we are left with close to 20 games to go, I think very soon, we are going to see Sabitzer and Casemiro double pivot unleashed by Erik ten Hag. Peacemaker, Pellistri is really good. I prefer him to Anthony. To me, all I want competition now. I don't know who is better. I'm sorry to say. But what I want is, if Anthony started the game of Rio Betis, let Pellistri start the game of Southampton. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want these players to get enough playing time. You get? Let them compete at the same level, and then we'll see who is going to be putting in more numbers over the other. That's what I want. I don't want Anthony to be benched. I want the manager to take out the favoritism that he has on Anthony over Pellistri. I want Pellistri to get some minutes in the game of Southampton, like 30 minutes. Then Anthony also to play his role. And at the end of the season, we'll be knowing who is who into that position. Uro Samdilin, greetings from Ghana. Erik ten Hag should bring back our loanees, because they are good. They need playing time. That is it. I think, unfortunately, right now, he cannot bring them in, but in the preseason, he's really going to get them in. And guys, if there is something I'm really anticipative about, it's the preseason. It's going to be down in America. We are going to be watching those games. And I can't wait to see Greenwood, Amad Diallo, Anthony, Pellistri fighting for that position. I think Erik ten Hag is not ready to choose who is the best, because it's really going to be so hard for him to choose. I want to see Sabitzer and Casemiro pair. Me too. I'm dying to see that pair. I'm dying to see that pair. Wisdom, good luck. What about Greenwood? Is he going to... They're not rolling him. They are soon coming up with a decision, but the decision looks like they want to keep the player at Manchester United. Then, early prediction, Marcus Rashford gets a hat-trick. That is DJ King tomorrow. It's possible. It's possible because you can't rule out Marcus Rashford when it comes to scoring goals this season. Everything looks like is rotating around Marcus Rashford. Everything around him is really working well. It's rosy. Marcus Rashford is really scoring in goals. And I think you can't rule him out. For the hat-trick, it's possible, depending on how United is going to go ahead and really create chances. But Marcus Rashford is unstoppable. Then I'm having Kabimbi Isaac. Liverpool was not stupid on us. I thought they had it all, but they flopped today. They could not get one goal. Liverpool was really bad. It was really bad. And I think they should find themselves alive and not celebrate, because the best trophy they are going to get is a cup that is written on 7 Liverpool, 0 United. But us, we've already lifted one trophy. That's the Carabao Cup. We are already into the quarterfinals of the UEFA Europa League, because after beating Rio Betis by 4-1 at Old Trafford, it obviously sends us into the quarterfinal. That 3-goal margin that we have, all advantage, it can't be closed down. They can't beat us 3-0 in Rio Betis. They can't. And I think we are even going to go there and beat them at their stadium. So I believe Liverpool are really mourning, and they're regretting as to why they put 7 past Manchester United. Most of them are really saying that, are insinuating that if at all we just put 3 past United and then we put like 2 past Bournemouth. But the game of football doesn't work like that. It works in a different way altogether. You are as good as your previous 90 minutes. So today, they've really crumbled. The biggest bottle job I've seen in this season. John and Keroni, do we see Greenwood back soonest? In the preseason. That's when he's going to be back. If he's to be back, he'll return in the preseason. That's it. Apio, Brenda, Petra, tomorrow, Bruno and Marcus Rashford must start game against Southampton rather than Sancho. Should I go out and really show you my predict? Guys, have you watched my match preview? I told you that I expect the following players to start: David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Fred, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony / Pellistri, Marcus Rashford, and Wout Weghorst lead the line. That is my starting 11. So, Apio, Brenda, I believe your call, all your requests are going to be answered well by the manager. Bruno and Marcus Rashford have to start. That's a must. Moise Caicedo is our next CDM alongside Casemiro. I've read that story today, and it was broken by a United correspondent for the Telegraph. That is James Dunker. Fly on the wall, briefed by the club of Manchester United. I believe if De Jong doesn't want to come to Manchester United, then we should go in for Moise Caicedo. I said in my previous video, I gave you my reason as to why I prefer Caicedo to any other player. If at all De Jong doesn't want to come, because he does lots of things. He plays in a double pivot. He can play as a CDM. He can also play as a central attacking midfielder. That is a player called, what is his name? That is a player called Moise Caicedo. And I think we would all love to see him at the club of Manchester United. Sorry about that. Let's go to Kabimbi Isaac. Let them take over because we need to buy the players. But the problem, they also own PSG and we may be affected by UEFA rules. That's out. That's out. This time around, United are really going to be bought by the 9-2 Foundation, known to the Qataris. What the Qataris did, they knew it was going to be hard for them to be owning PSG and United. So what they did was to get Sheikh Jassim. You get Sheikh Jassim, they got him and opened up a foundation known as 9-2 Foundation that is responsible for buying and taking over Manchester United. So it's Sheikh Jassim that is planning to take over Manchester United, but under the Qataris. So expect no bans from UEFA. Nothing is going to stop the takeover of Manchester United, provided the Qataris and the Glazers come to common ground of understanding. Everything will be rosy. Qatar will be a great deal for Manchester United. You're right. That is Mohamed Kanu. All right. Even to me, I feel like it's really a great deal. Then Lavali Al-Sin, the coach should give Pellistri and Zidane time. To me, I believe Pellistri is ready. Zidane Iqbal is not ready. I think next season they should loan Zidane Iqbal. That's it. They should loan him. See to it that he really gets a season away from Manchester United. Like Charlie Savage today has gotten his first goal for Forest Green. They've lost 3-1, but he has scored and he's really playing very well. I believe Zidane Iqbal is not a side or a player that is a League One material like Charlie Savage. I think he can go in the Championship and play for any team. Like Middlesbrough, Michael Carrick is the manager there. He wanted Zidane Iqbal, but Ten Hag said, I'm not loaning Zidane Iqbal. That's it. But Zidane Iqbal is really a very good player. So to me, I believe that everything is going to go on and it's going to work all out for Zidane Iqbal. Next season, he's going to be loaned. But for Pellistri, I think he's ready to start. I saw him play at the World Cup. He played very well. And at the World Cup, he played better than Anthony for his national team. I think Pellistri is ready. Pellistri is ready, and I think Ten Hag should really go ahead and really start him. So the other point I would like to give credit for, the other thing I would like to give credit to Erik Ten Hag for is keeping Pellistri here. I think even if Ten Hag wants to loan Pellistri next summer, there are going to be some Premier League teams that are in need of Pellistri. Those cameos, as what I had to show in the 3 games of Nottingham, Bournemouth, and which other team? Bournemouth and Rio Betis. Teams in the Premier League are really ready to welcome him and take him on loan because they've seen his potential every time he comes on. So I think this lad's future is really bright. Very, very bright. Don Michael Kaluba, what's the situation with Sabitzer? Ten Hag has not yet given us an update about Sabitzer, but the last time he talked to the media, he told us that Sabitzer is out of the game of Rio Betis, but we don't know whether he's going to make it to the game of Southampton, that is tomorrow. So all I'm waiting for is simple. Let's wait for an update coming in from Erik Ten Hag about Sabitzer, whether he's fully fit or not, but I think it's late. It's late, and we might get to know the situation tomorrow. So guys, smash the like button. We're having 114 people watching in. Only 35 have smashed the like button. Guys, continue to smash the like button like no other. Mohamed Kanu, Ten Hag should give playing time to Zidane Iqbal and Pellistri. I think I've replied that. I've given you my view over that. Then Benson Dakar, we are going to beat them tomorrow, but Pellistri must start tomorrow. We are going to beat them 6. Guys, Southampton 6-0. I don't see it happening. I know we are going to win, but we can't put 6 past them. The last time we beat them 9, but they had gotten a red card. In the game of football, there is no result you can rule out. I think that's a far-fetch from Benson Daka. That's a far-fetch. It's a far-fetch. So I believe that we are going to win. 3-0, that's my prediction. But if at all 4 comes in through 5, I'll be better and excited. Then Wuro Samdin, there is something you haven't noted. Many teams that play United go on to lose their next match. Liverpool, did Arsenal lose their next match after beating us? After beating us, they lost to Everton, right? Man City, after beating us 6-3, who did they play next? But let's wait and see what's going to happen next. But to me, Liverpool, shame upon you, shame upon you, shame upon you, shame upon you. Then Lavali, Alcine, we are going to win tomorrow with a clean sheet, all right? That will be great. That will be great. Clean sheets win trophies, and obviously we are waiting for that to happen. Now let's go into this Eric Bay story. Let's go into this Eric Bay story coming in from L'Equipe from France. It's a credible source coming in from France because even Marseille, where he's playing at, is from France. We are being told for the transfer of Eric Bay to become automatically permanent, purchase obligation of approximately 7 million euros, 2 conditions must be met. He must play half of the League 1 matches, and Olympique Marseille must qualify directly for the Champions League. Now, for the Champions League, they are second, next to PSG. I think that's going to be achieved. But half the number of games are really, really, really lacking. And we've been told Eric Bay's obligation to buy is not activated by the required conditions. Olympique Marseille also have the option to negotiate on other terms with Manchester United as a priority. Then, Eric Bay still needs to play 10 League 1 appearances out of the remaining 12 to activate the clause. So it looks like we might not sell Eric Bay to which side? To Olympique Marseille, because we need him out. We need him out as up. 7 million euros. I think it's 8 million euros. That is 7 million pounds. If you get them from Eric Bay, that will be some of the money that you can add on and really get in other players. And I think it's highly needed by Manchester United. And Erik ten Hag doesn't need this player anymore. He wants him out. So for Eric Bay, I 100% believe he's really going to leave the club. He's really leaving the club. And even if Marseille don't take him, United will find a team to sell him to immediately because they don't see him fit into that central defense of Manchester United as Erik ten Hag really wants to play with defenders. That's why we are being linked to Kim Min-jae and Julian Timber. That's it. Then I'm having Kabimbi, Isaac 256. He also hit about Eriksson injury. Please talk about it. Yeah, I did a video yesterday, though I knew most of you never watched because I did it late. But Eriksson will be back after the international break. Good news, good news. Good news. To me, I want to see all our players back. I want to see good competition taking place at Old Trafford. That's all I want to see. Eriksson, Sabitzer, Fred battling for that position, and others. I want all of them to be fit, such that these players have fair competition for their places. That's it. That's it. Smash the like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. 37 likes only out of 100 people watching. Let's smash it to 50. 13 likes left. Let's smash that like button and hit 50 likes on this video. Then done United updates. Clean sheet man. Let's wait and see. Clean sheets. As Ferguson said, they win trophies. You get? And goals win matches. Henry, Lubuka, Pellistri should be given more time, especially in tomorrow's match. I believe he will do wonders. I do believe he's going to do wonders because he's a very good player. I mean, it's him having a low center of gravity, but he's really great. Look at the likes of Bernardo Silva. And I think those are kind of players that Ten Hag really loves because the skill set is really on point. He has everything that is required for him to thrive in the Premier League. That is Facundo Pellistri for you. Then Esther Kumaka. Good evening. Good evening, Esther Kumaka. Thank you for watching in. Though you've come in late, almost we are coming to the end of this video. We are going to beat tomorrow by 4-9 by God's power. That is Hassan Kamara. And if I told you say by God's power, nothing is impossible in the eye of the Lord. Everything is really possible. And thank you guys for really being a very good audience watching. And so guys, I think we've tackled everything. So your thoughts onto Pellistri, big decision, a welcome in the comment section below. Qataris, Eric Bay, that's what we've been talking about today. So guys, I think it has been a nice meeting for you. Sorry, a nice meeting with you. I've enjoyed your company, and I hope you guys have enjoyed my company. Guys, allow me say good night for now. Not so? Let's meet tomorrow. Right. Bye-bye. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later.